wanted to find a new approach. I thought, what if we disregard everything we know about making albums and start again, reinventing the process as we go, the way the songs are written, developed, recorded and produced. Even the business side of things. Most albums these days cost a lot to make, and yet we all know the whole record industry is in serious decline. So what if we don't pay $1,200 a day for a named studio? What if we find interesting locations to record in instead? Rather than using digital effects for everything, we simply capture the room, the natural reverb, etc., capture good performances and encourage the musicians to each have creative input. So that's what we did. I teamed up with my live engineer Seth Suda, and together we worked out ways of problem solving, ways to capture the best tones and performances, and avoid too much cost in the process. We recorded in a theatre, an art space, a warehouse, and some of it at home. Instead of having one main band, I just invited lots of musicians I know and work with to come and be on the album. And most importantly, I gave them more creative license to write their own parts. You see, when we perform live, often the best parts of the show are when we're making it up, ad-libbing, using our ears and reacting in the moment. When you work with quality musicians, you can do that. So I thought, what if we ad-lib the album? Instead of me telling them what to play, I got them to react in the moment. No rehearsals, no preparation. They used their instincts, skill sets and influences to create their own parts. And we would then discuss the idea and develop it a bit sometimes, but most of it was on the spot. And then the next musician would play to those parts and so on.
That's right, a lot slower than what I did. From the top. From the top. With the drum set? That's perfect, man. Yeah. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I might as well add it.
Yeah, why not? It's just a chord for the hook, right? Yeah.
We recorded 17 songs over 6 months, the length of time mainly being due to each musician's schedule. Seth and I also experimented quite a bit with different vocal recording techniques and miking techniques, etc. So the time stretched on a bit, but in a positive way. The initial plan was to reduce the 17 songs down to a normal album length as we went, but we liked all the songs too much, so instead we decided to turn it into a 12-track album and a 5-track acoustic EP.
Same place? Yeah.
The last couple of months were really full on. After recording everything, I had to go and tidy all the tracks up. We had double and triple mic'd many of the instruments, even used four occasionally. And all of this needed to be tidied, noise removed, fades, even just sorting through all the various parts and takes we had recorded took a long time. By the end of it, I was exhausted.
Smile.
Make your own life, you gotta make your own life. Make your own life, you gotta make your own life. Make your own life.
We decided to mix at a beautiful house in Whangapaoa in the Coromandel. Ron Ramden joined us to help mix, and we hung out, enjoyed the sun, drank wine, and mixed what had started off as a small project that had now turned into this massive thing. We then sent the mixed tracks to Studio 301 in Sydney for mastering, and we were done. What we've ended up with is a sonically diverse, collaborative album put together by me and my friends. It defies genre, it defies many mindsets, especially in our highly political and predictable music industry, and it celebrates the reasons why we all got into making music in the first place.